In this video, we'll look at how to set up projector patterning with Pandafold. Pandafold is an application which makes it easy to create 2D patterns for sewing from 3D models. The patterns here are for patterning the wolf shown in the lower left-hand corner. Pandafold can export these to PDF, SVG, or project them. This is the projector that I'm using to demonstrate this today. It's a cheap $55 projector from Amazon. It's one of the ones that's commonly recommended for projector sewing. It does wireless screencasting, so I'm able to connect to it wirelessly from Windows, and it shows up as a second monitor. To calibrate Pandafold for projector patterning, we need a cutting mat, like this one. This one seems to work pretty well because the markings aren't very high contrast, so it makes it easy to see the calibration grid from the software. I will drop a link for both the projector and the cutting mat in the comments below. But for this video, I'm using a piece of foam board on the floor because it makes it much easier to see what the projector is doing in the video. Now let's turn on our projector and connect to it. Open the display settings on Windows and scroll down and look for multiple displays. Then select Connect to Wireless Display, and you should see the wireless display for your projector show up. In most cases, it might make more sense to extend your display so you can edit the layout at the same time. In the lower left-hand corner, I've set up the projector so you can see what the projector is projecting on the cutting mat that I have on the floor. And from here, we can start our calibrations process. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and make sure that we're using the same cutting mat dimensions as the actual physical dimensions of the cutting mat. So in this case, I'm going to set it to 30 by 20 so that it matches the size of our cutting mat. Now that I'm done this, I'm going to zoom out so I can see the corners of the cutting mat so I can calibrate it. So what we need to do is drag the corners of the cutting mat in the software to match so that they align with the cutting mat corners on the actual physical cutting mat. So we're going to start with this corner. And what I'm trying to do is get it so that it aligns as close as I can to the actual cutting mat corner. And I can fine tune this adjustment using the arrow keys if I need to. So now that we have that one corner set up, we're going to go ahead and drag the other corners to match the corners of the cutting mat that are on the floor. And once we've done this, we'll end up with this projection view that's sized accurately in real life so that our patterns that we're projecting will be accurately sized so that we could put our cloth down and mark them and wind up with the results that we expect. Because I'm projecting on poster board, I can't easily show this, but the reason the grid is projected is because it helps ensure that the dimensions you've set in the application for the cutting mat will match the cutting mat. So if you set this up and the grid doesn't align, it means that you have a problem with your dimensions. It also helps you ensure the accuracy of your overall setup. Now let's take a look at the projection view. This is where we can project our patterns. So the software is adjusting for the skew of the projector to the mat because we've done that calibration step. So we can be ensured that the patterns that we're getting projected are accurate relative to what we expect. If we switch back to the projection view and play with the corners of the mat, you'll see that the software can adjust for that skew and will project this accurately. So when you set up your projector, you should try to minimize the skew, but have enough so that you can draw the patterns out without blocking the light from the projector. Otherwise, have fun projector patterning.